Hi guys, it's Cheryl with Architect Destiny. Welcome back to my channel. I am thankful that you decided to tune in for another video today. And this is one that I had several people ask me specific questions about my planning routine. I posted a picture on Instagram with my planner stack, and I had my planning routine laying on top of the stack. And so I had several people to ask me about it, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do a video. Stay tuned to my channel and I'll give you all the deets on my planning routine. So that's what we're gonna do today. I've got my planner stack here and I've got my planning routine. And as you can see, it's just, you know, a typed out document. All I did was went into Microsoft Word. I oriented my page to landscape. I created 2 columns on the page and I just started typing and came up with all of the things that I need to do or think about or reference, places that I need to reference when I'm doing my monthly, weekly, daily planning, or any kind of miscellaneous things that I might need to consider when I'm doing my planning. And so this is not something that I just came up with once and it was perfect and that was it. This that you're looking at right now is, you know, the result of iterations of making changes and edits and adding things and deleting things and rewording things until I came up with this document. And that still, if I wanted to be perfectly accurate based on the current planning system that I have, this actually needs to be updated, but it doesn't need to be updated to the point where I'm willing to take the time right now to update it. If there's anything on here that's not relevant anymore, then I just ignore it. I just skip it because this works for me just in its current form. It's perfectly fine. So what I want to do is just kind of go through my different planning periods, monthly, weekly, daily, and miscellaneous, and just kind of talk about where I'm pulling information from and how I use this as I'm going through planning. So just as a way of recapping my system, this is my Hobonichi, wow, flashback to 2022. This is my Jib and Techo A5 Slim that also has a companion notebook in the back that has all of my logs and my notes. This is my reference notebook. This is a permanent book, or a long-term book, I should say, that has information that does not change from year to year. But I add to it, I revise it, and just do things as I need to, make changes as I need to, but pretty much this is the book that I reference for things that I just need to keep up with all the time, or sources of information that I need to look into from time to time. So I keep it all in a separate book rather than putting it in my planner. This is my brain dump notebook, and this is my Moxie Life Goal Planning Workbook. So these are my books, and my planning routine for monthly planning is as follows. It says to generate new brain dump items using planning prompts. My planning prompts are in this notebook here, and basically I think I might have run across this on Pinterest or something several years. Yeah, this is 2019. So 3 years ago, I ran across this on Pinterest, and I went and got on Better Over Perfect's email newsletter distribution list. And if you get on the email distribution, you get access to their, I think they call it a file cabinet, their file cabinet of freebie documents. And so I specifically was going after these prompts. So I just sized them to fit in this A5 notebook and glued them in. And so it's just, you know, giving you different things that will jog your thinking and jog your brain and your memory about what you need to plan. And so, you know, anything from anniversaries, annual appointments, bill tracking, food log, exercise log, doctor information, kids information, your meal planning, your mood tracking, party planning, projects, master grocery list, things like that, that, you know, when you sit down to plan, you just don't have all these things in your brain. You kind of need something to jog your thinking so that you don't miss anything important. So these are just like pages and pages of prompts, you know, vehicle repairs and maintenance, your yearly budget, things that you're looking forward to, things you want to accomplish next month, any seasonal related tasks or events or things like that that you need to plan for or be aware of. Other activities, anniversaries, cleaning lists, date ideas, hobbies, home improvement, finances, entertainment, extended family, all of these things, that savings tracking, your yearly budget, all these things that will help you to be able to just make, you know, optimize your planning time and make sure you hit more things than you miss, you know, when you're sitting down to plan. This is a great list for creating collections. And collections, I have a set of collections in my reference notebook. And collections basically are lists of certain things. Like you have a separate list and ideas on that list for different things that you may want to try or do, or things that you like or love or whatever. So this is a nice set of prompts for creating collections. Like, let's see, your beauty information, like what makeup brand do you use? What shade of foundation? What kind of cleanser do you use? What kind of serum or moisturizer? I mean, different things that you just want to keep that information readily at hand. So beauty information collection, books that you own, if you just want to have a list of all the books you own, books that you want to read. I have a books to read list in this book here. Oop, do I have anything? Yeah. So this is my books to read list. Dream home ideas, favorite biographies, movies that you loved as a child, podcasts that you want to listen to, places you want to travel to, values that I embody now, values I want to embody. This is just a very, very rich list of prompts to help you create collections, or even to set goals, or to, you know, journal or whatever. I really like this list, and I used it primarily for creating collections. So when I talk about, you know, referring to my planning prompts to update my brain dump notebook, and this is my brain dump notebook. And it's a Wonderland 222, just A5 size grid notebook, just blank grid pages. And I also have, in addition to my planning prompts in my reference notebook, I also have this brain dump trigger list from Vienna Ortiz that I kind of customized so that it, you know, I added my family members to it, and maybe a couple other things that I thought would be relevant to me when I was sitting down to take time to just empty my brain of things that I don't want to have to try to remember and don't want to forget. So this brain dump trigger list is, I use it kind of as a bookmark in here. I just stick it in here. So when I pick up my notebook, I have my trigger list in here. And if I want to, I can grab my reference notebook and sit down and commence to brain dumping. So when I say generate new brain dump items, that's what I mean. And I don't do that every month. I just have to confess, I don't. I mean, I have to be really purposeful about updating my brain dump. That's not something I do all the time. I tend more to write notes in the back of my planner, and at some point I will go through those notes maybe and put things in my brain dump notebook that I want to keep track of for a later time. The second item is to go through notes, which I have a notes section in the back of my planner in my little supplemental notebook. And so if I just am out and about or at work or somewhere that's away from my brain dump notebook or whatever, I will just write little notes in the back of my planner. Or if it's not long-term information, if it's just something I want to just work through real quick and I'm not going to need it anymore, I'll just write it in the notes section of my planner. There's also a home section, and it's just where I write things that maybe we need to buy for our house, or things need to be fixed, or decorating ideas or things like that. I have a home section in my planner for like current things. It has my like cleaning trackers and recurring task items. That's in my home section here. And then I also have a home section in my reference notebook that basically is like long-term stuff that we need to do, like house renovation kind of stuff or whatever, or you know, things that need to be fixed, what have you. So refer to those sections and then add them to the monthly master task list, which is for June. This is my master task list. It's just in the sidebar of my monthly spread. So anything that needs to be done for the month. So I go pull from these different areas, things that I want to tackle. And if you do that on a consistent basis, your brain dump notebook doesn't just turn into a long list of things that are like someday maybe things that you never get to. So I really need to be more dedicated to my brain dump notebook and moving things out of there into my planner and making sure at some point that they actually get done or addressed, or marking them out if they're no longer relevant. Check my medical appointments list and add appointments that need to be scheduled to the master task list. So I have a medical section in my reference notebook, which I won't turn to because there's too much personal stuff there. But I will go look and see when was someone's last physical, their last dental appointment, their last eye doctor appointment, things like that, and see if there are any appointments that need to be scheduled that month that I'm planning for, and I'll put them on my master task list. And then migrate any uncompleted items from the previous month to the current month. So for June, I would have gone to the master task list for May to see if there are any uncompleted tasks, and then I would put them here. So that's what I mean when I say migrating. Check inbox. I don't have an inbox right now. I just have my notes that I write in the back of my planner that I would refer to and see if I need to put anything on my master task list. Review the notes section and transfer our items to the appropriate section in the planner. That is something that I used to do a lot more than I do now, because when I first came up with this planning routine, I was using a ring planner. I was using a Franklin Covey Classic, and I did have a big notes section in that planner. And so I did have to really make sure I would go and cull through those notes on a regular basis and transfer things to the correct place in my planner, because it's easy to just collect pages and pages of notes and they're just there, and you never like make sure they get to a place in your planner where you're actually gonna, you know, address them. So that's something I think that's pretty important. Making sure you move things from brain dump and notes actually into your planner so they become actionable items. Add paydays from the yearly calendar, and add office days to the monthly calendar. So my yearly calendar is this. And at the beginning of the year, I set this up and I put all of the holidays that our office will be closed. And I put all of the paydays. The holidays are in orange, the paydays are in green, and then in blue, I put any days that I take paid time off or paid leave or vacation, whatever term you want to use. I mark that in blue so I can just keep up with my PTO time. And if I had any sick days, I would mark that in purple, which I've not had any. Praise Jesus. I don't get sick very often, and that's a blessing. and volunteer time off, which I've not taken any volunteer time off so far. But this is the yearly view that I'm referring to here that I would refer to and add my paydays to my monthly calendar. Adding office days to the monthly calendar, I don't keep that on my monthly anymore. I just keep that in my weekly spread, and I know which day I'm gonna be in the office. I'm in the office on, every Tuesday, and then once a month on Mondays for our full branch meeting. So yeah, check master projects list. Right now I don't have one to see if there are possible projects that I wanna begin in the coming month and add them to master task list. Not doing any projects right now. But when I start doing projects, then I'll do that. Review monthly goals for possible master task list items. And my monthly goals are in my Moxie Life notebook, and I'm probably not gonna flip to a particular month because goals are kind of personal, kind of, sort of. Oops. And what did I do? Flip to a specific one, just like I said I wouldn't do. But monthly goals would be this section right here. So I would flip here in my goal planning notebook and see if there are any items that I need to add monthly tasks to my planner that will help me, you know, move me toward completing my goals for the month. Then add any birthdays, anniversaries, or holidays. So back to my actual planner, I have on this spread, I have birthdays, anniversaries, and medical and dental appointments. And so I would refer to this list and put any relevant birthdays and appointments on my monthly calendar. Add tasks from cleaning tracker. So I do have a cleaning tracker in my, in the back of my, let's see, I'll turn it like that, I guess. As you can see, there's nothing on there. But theoretically, I would go to this tracker and there's a deep clean section and a declutter section. And I would pull a task from the deep clean or declutter section. And it's actually a 2-page spread. And I would put that on my, oh no, I'm sorry, this is my recurring task. So I would check both of these and see if there are items that need to go on my monthly spread. Add events from supplemental schedules to monthly calendar. And when I say supplemental schedules, I mean, for instance, my boys' college schedules, if I needed to add when they were going to be on break, and only one of my kids is still in college, the other one has graduated. But I would always print out, or I always print out their academic calendars so that I can put school breaks, when they're going to be coming home, when they need to go back to school, just when are exams, so I'll know when to like check in and see how things are going and be encouraging and that kind of stuff. And I put those on my calendar. Here, set up Architect Destiny monthly planning spread. Now, I did that all the way up until this year, and I did not do it this year because I just felt like it would be easier for me to plan Architect Destiny content in my monthly spread. And so that's what I had been doing this year. But prior, I had, at first I had a whole separate planner for Architect Destiny. I felt like that was really too much. And then I had a section in the back of my Hobonichi Cousin the last couple years that I created calendars to do my content planning, like when was I gonna do Instagram posts, when was I going to film YouTube videos, when was I gonna work on my Amazon storefront or whatever. And so I would actually sit down and create that monthly spread for Architect Destiny. I don't do that anymore. I'm a lot more free-flowing with my social media stuff, and so that's something that's not currently a priority. Set up my faith journal spreads for the month. Don't really have any spreads that need to be set up in my faith journal at the current time. I do keep a calendar in there for things that are just related to church and community type stuff. I do have birthdays in there and travel, because sometimes I need to know when we're traveling and things like that, when we're planning things for church. So there's really no spread that I need to set up right now in my journal at this juncture. Add or schedule PTO, and I kind of showed you where I go to look for that. If I know I'm going to be taking time off, you know, in June, like we're going to the beach this month, then I need to make sure I request those days off. And so I make myself a note to add or schedule any PTO for the month that I plan to take. Decorate monthly spread. So the last thing I do after I get everything all set up is to decorate. I don't decorate beforehand because how much deco I use and what type of deco depends on just, you know, how full the month is after I get all of my plans in. So I typically will do that last. Then for my weekly planning, the first thing is to add items from the monthly calendar to the weekly spread. So, and you guys, you can, I mean, I pretty much don't even need to go through this because most of the videos I film are weekly Plan With Me videos. I do film the monthly ones, but I mean, there's so many monthly and weekly Plan With Me's on my channel. So if you actually want to see me like do the steps, then just feel free to go to the Plan With Me playlist and have at it. Add items from the monthly calendar to the weekly. That's just very simple. I'm gonna go from, let's look at May. I'm gonna go to my monthly spread if I'm planning this week right here, the 8th through the 14th of May. Then I'm gonna make reference to that spread when I come over here to plan this week. And I'm just gonna pop in all of my activities, and everything that has like a red dot is something that is on this May calendar, because these are all like day and time specific meetings or events or appointments. And so the first thing that I do after I set up the base of my spread is to go in and put those day and time specific things. Then I'm gonna pull from the monthly master task list to create weekly to-dos. So I'm gonna go in and look at my May spread or June spread, whatever I'm looking at, and see what I have here and which of these things do I wanna try to tackle this week. And then these tend to be larger kinds of goals and things. So I'll reference here for big type items, I'll put them in, and then I'll come back also and just put in little things, just little tasks. I need to, when I have a free moment this week at some point, I need to do this or that, and I'll put those in as well. So pulling things from the weekly, from the monthly spread and putting them on the weekly to-dos, review my goals and projects and add weekly tasks. So anything related to my goals that I have in here that I have translated to my planner, I'm going to my monthly planning, I'm going to put on the weekly spread, those things that are necessary. Migrate uncompleted to-dos from the previous week. So if there's anything I'm planning this week, if there's anything this week that didn't get done, I'm gonna move it to this week and keep trying to get to it. This list is things that are nice to do this week. If there's something that has to be done this week, I'm gonna put it on a specific day. I'm gonna put it on a day and make sure I check it off. If it's a nice to do this week or something I just wanna keep in front of me, I put it on this list. So it's not odd to see things on this list for a long time. It's not a good thing that things are on this list for a long time, but it's not strange either, because these are things that don't have to be done in a certain week. It would be nice if I would just go ahead and do them for goodness sake, but sometimes I don't. And there are things on this list that, you know, sometimes I just realize this is not relevant anymore, or it's been on here so long. Obviously, that's not important to me, and I'll just mark it out. And it's not a big deal. Schedule any, that's what I just said, schedule any to-dos that must be completed on a specific day. Do that. Transfer items from notes to specific section of planner. So I've got this in my monthly plan routine as well as weekly to make sure I'm cleaning out my notes pages and putting things in my planner where they're supposed to be in the proper section. Again, inbox, I don't use an inbox right now. Check my coupon tracker and note any coupons that need to be used before they expire. So in this supplemental notebook that I have in the back, I do have a coupon tracker. Coupon tracker here that I write down my coupons and what the deal is, when it starts and when it expires. And I keep the coupons in this little pocket right here. So if I check my expiration dates and see if I need to use a coupon in the coming week. And if I do, I will take that coupon out of my pouch and I'll just stick it in this little pocket, which I keep, let me move some of these things. This is my page marker in my planner. So I open up to this page all the time and boom, there's my coupon that I need to use this week. So I don't forget to use it. It's right there. Check the status of on any refunds that I might have. So I have a refund tracker in my supplemental notebook of things that I have either returned to Amazon or to the store or whatever. And then I check my Amazon credits or my credit card and what have you to make sure that my money has been refunded. And once it has been, I check it off. So I just check the tracker to see if there's anything outstanding on there that I'm waiting for. Review my online order tracker and update or follow up as needed. So anything that I order online, I write it down, the date that I ordered it, what the items were, where I ordered it from, and, you know, when I get the shipping notification, then I write when it shipped, and then when I receive it, I write when I received it, and then, you know, that's my order tracker here. When I receive it, I write the date I received it, and boom, we're good. So I just like to keep up with things. Project to-dos, not doing any projects right now. Review my waiting on list and add follow-up items to weekly to-dos. I used to have a separate waiting on list in my ring planner. It was a section all by itself that I would put anything that I'm waiting on, whether it's like an item that I ordered, whether I call someone and I'm waiting for them to call me back, whether I sent something to someone for them to do something and I'm waiting for them to do their part. Anything that I'm waiting on, I would put on that list in that section. But it just, you know, my planning style for my weekly has evolved to the point where I put my waiting on item at the bottom of my taskbar, because I found that I just didn't have that many things I was waiting on from week to week. Some weeks don't have anything on that list. Like this particular week, there was nothing. So since there was always that was always such a very short list, I decided I didn't need a section in my planner for it. So this is no longer relevant from the standpoint of it's not a separate section I need to refer to, but I do keep track of things that I'm waiting on my weekly spread. Check my shopping list and add items to my weekly shopping list. I no longer keep a shopping list for like miscellaneous things. I have a wish list, but those are just things that are really like, yeah, one day I'm gonna buy this or that. But shopping list items, I used to keep in my Hobonichi as well as in my ring planner, like a big old like master shopping list of things that I wanted. And I would just go to that list every week and pull things and put it on my shopping list. But now I just think, you know, as the days go by, I think it's something miscellaneous that I need to get, like, well, let's see, like we're running out of shower gel. I typically wouldn't like save that for a grocery store list. I go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. I would put it in my planner on the shopping list because maybe on Tuesday when I'm out for my office day, I'll go by Walmart before I come home and pick up things on this list that I need, and it'll be right here. My grocery shopping list stays on the counter in my kitchen because I generate my grocery shopping list by looking through the pantry, looking through the fridge, looking through the freezer, looking, you know, making sure I check everything at home that needs, and put things on the list. But I could just be thinking when I'm out and about somewhere, man, I think I ran out of stamps. So I put stamps on my list and things, or I need to really order some shoes. I need some shoes for the summer. That's the thing I would put on this list. So I keep that on my weekly spread, and I just add to it as I think of things. I don't really have like a master shopping list anymore. I may in the future, but I don't right now. Add birthdays or other events from the monthly calendar to the weekly. Add any chores that I want to do to the weekly spread. Any meal ideas. I do have a meal planning section in my weekly spread, and that's it right here. I just sit down and I think about, you know, what I want to cook for the week, and then it's right there. And I have in my reference notebook kind of a meal idea master list. I have my husband's favorites, meats and casseroles, veggies, and sides and salads. And I also have just some other like meal planning ideas. Like I printed this from a cookbook. I think the cookbook is called Cook Once, Eat All Week. And it has different combinations of things that you can put together and make meals with. So this is like my meal idea generating page in my reference notebook. So if I'm not really coming up with anything or didn't have anything in my mind specifically that I want to cook, I'll refer to that and just come up with some ideas for the week. Get any things, any schedule updates from Cedric that I need to be aware of that could impact me, and put them on in my planner for the week. Add Sunday planning session. I always have Sunday planning on my weekly spreads. You guys know that already. Plan. I just put it right here. Every Sunday evening, my husband and I sit down together with our planners and we plan our next week together. That's just part of our quality time. So I always put it on my planner. That's what we're gonna do. Add any social media posts for Architect Destiny, and I plan that in my weekly spreads as well. Like if I want to do Instagram reel on this day, I'm gonna film video on Saturday typically if I'm gonna do it. I did an Instagram reel this day, and typically I'll use some cute stickers for that, but I'll just put any like social media post plans that I have on my weekly. Review my boys section, see if there's anything I need to do or remember for them. Review my reference notebook for anything potentially. Check my budget notes and update my budget spreadsheet. I don't really have, yeah, well I do. I just did a bunch of budget notes today. So I'll make, you know, I'll reference any budget notes, and like if I just, you know, unexpectedly got a $50 check for something, I may put in my budget notes to deposit the check tomorrow or something like that. And so I'll reference those notes, I'll do the action, I'll deposit the check, and then I'll update my budget spreadsheet that I got an extra $50. So I will plug that into the spreadsheet. We got $50 that we can use for something or put in savings or whatever. And then once again, decorate the week. So after I've already done my planning, I decorate after the fact. Daily planning, this is like when I get up in the morning, typically look at my planner and see if there's anything for the day that I need to make sure I don't forget or just keep in my mind, or anything I need to add to my daily activities for the day, any tasks that I want to add. I add the weather to the weekly spread, and you can see the Jibun Techo has a place at the top for you to put the weather, which is really cool. I love doing that. So I will highlight whatever the weather is, weather conditions are for the day, and put the high and low temperature. So typically when I'm having my morning time and, you know, I read my Bible and have just some moments of silence, and then I look at my planner and I will do these things. So complete any faith journal items, check my inbox. Again, I don't have an inbox right now, so that's not irrelevant. Complete items from the weekly to-do list during the day as time allows, or as scheduled. So that's just kind of remind me during the day, just check that weekly master task list and see if there's anything on there that you want to do today. And I might just, if I say, yes, I'm going to definitely do this today, I'll take it from the master task list for the week and put it on a specific day or that day to make sure that I keep it in front of me to do. Then in the evening, when I'm checking my planner, I will look at these items. I don't do daily spreads anymore. I think the first maybe year or two that I used the Hobonichi Cousin, I did use the daily pages for daily spreads. And then I quickly migrated from that, realizing that I just don't need a whole page to plan a day. I just felt like I was just spending time doing something I didn't need to do. So no daily spreads for me right now. Review the week's spreads, today's activities, accomplishments, tomorrow's activities and to-dos, and make adjustments. So just kind of, you know, what got done today, what am I feeling good about, what did I not get done that I might want to do tomorrow, any adjustments to tomorrow's plans that I need to make, and I go ahead and do them. Update any finance trackers with anything that I need. If, you know, update the savings tracker if our monthly savings money got transferred today. Just make sure I update my tracker. Complete my mood tracker for the day and my habits for the day. Review my notes section, see if there's anything I need to be on top of. Update planner index. Don't have a planner index right now. I have an index in my reference notebook, but of course that doesn't need to be updated every day. So this is not relevant right now. I was doing gratitude last year in my weekly spreads. I'm not doing that this year. I was also at one point doing gratitude in my faith journal. I'm not doing that this year, but I have it on here because if and when I do recreate this and update it, I will add gratitude as a daily task. And then miscellaneous. These are just like random things that don't fit into any one of these, but I need to say, do I need to address any of these things when I'm doing my planning? Do I need any cards or gifts or stamps or anything like that, like birthday cards or Mother's Day or Father's Day cards? Do I need to buy birthday gifts or anniversary gifts or anything? Am I running out of stamps? Put those things on my shopping list. Anything that needs to go in the mail. Do I need to mail birthday cards, tax payments, what have you? Anything I need to go to the post office for. So I can put that on my planner. Which day am I going to do it? Any emails or text messages that require my attention. Did I receive an email with an invitation to an event that I need to make sure I respond to, RSVP, and then put it on my calendar or something of that nature? Any phone calls that need to be made or returned. I'm waiting on anything before I can move forward with this or that. So that would be on my waiting on list. Every project has a next action. That kind of has to do with, what's the name of that book? Oh, Getting Things Done. Next action. If you're doing a project and you want to like progressively move toward completing that project, then there always needs to be a next action. Whatever you just completed and checked off, what's the next thing that needs to be done? And make sure you put that on your planner. Like I said, I'm not really doing any projects right now, so I don't really have any next actions. But for those of you who do projects, that's a really good way to ensure that you are moving toward completion, is to always have a next action for any project in your planner for the day or for the week. Any travel or vacation or paid time off planned. Anything I need to do or be conscientious about for my husband. Anything for CJ or Cameron, my boys. So yeah, golly geez, I'm so tired of talking right now. Let me get a sip of water. This is my planning routine, and these are my planning books. And this is how I plan on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis. So, I hope that was helpful, and I hope the people that asked me about this on Instagram are checking out this video, and that you will have some ideas on how to set up your own planning routine. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed it. That means a lot to me personally, and also to my channel. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, but you enjoy my content, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so that when I upload new content, you'll be one of the first to know. So that is it for me for today, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a bit and going through my planning routine. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.